My brothers and sisters in Christ, we have reached the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021. As we look to a new year, we celebrate the feast of Mary, Mother of God. In this sermon, you will hear a brief insight into what life might have been like between Mary and Jesus, and why that matters to us today. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. The shepherds went in haste to Bethlehem and found Mary and Joseph, and the infant lying in the manger. When they saw this, they made known the message that had been told them about this child. All who heard it were amazed by what had been told them by the shepherds. And Mary kept all these things, reflecting on them in her heart. Then the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, just as it had been told to them. When 8 days were completed for his circumcision, he was named Jesus, the name given him by the angel before he was conceived in the womb. The Gospel of the Lord. Today we celebrate a new year, and in that sense, a new beginning. Thank God. We also celebrate a new beginning from Mary, who becomes a mother for the very first time. Being a first-time parent must be thrilling. I'd imagine it involves a mixture of emotions, incredible joy over creating a life, but at the same time, feelings of fear and inadequacy, wondering how you'll provide for your child. I'm sure Mary felt similar emotions, only she's not the mother of any ordinary child. She's the mother of God Himself. The sense of responsibility must have been overwhelming at times. The Gospel tells us that Mary pondered the events of the last 9 months in her heart. To ponder literally means to piece together. Mary didn't have all of the answers to her questions about what was happening in her life. Like us, she tried figuring it out, stitching together the meaning of it all in her heart. For example, why would God choose her to be His mother? How can God become a man anyways? How can Mary protect Jesus from evil in the world? How will she provide a safe and loving home for him? Questions she'll have answered in time. What Mary knows today is the fact that Jesus has chosen to be entirely dependent upon her while in her womb, relying upon her body for warmth, nourishment, and protection. Life for these two is just beginning. Because of her charity, God blesses Mary with 30 years of quiet living, solitude with Jesus. What happens between them during those years isn't recorded in the Gospels. It's as if it's their secret. We can assume Mary got to know Jesus intimately, that she learned his mannerisms, his personality. She watched him make friends, things a mother delights in. But Mary also knew when it was time to share Jesus with the world. In John's Gospel, it's at the wedding in Cana, when Jesus turns water into wine, that he officially begins his public ministry. But Jesus only performs this miracle after Mary's prompting. I wonder if Mary intuited where this would all lead. The crowds will discover the power of her Son. Some will seek to take advantage of Jesus. Some will love him like she does. Others will hate him. The religious authorities in particular will be threatened by Jesus' teachings and authority. I'd like to think. As a mother, Mary knew it all. She becomes the only person present with Jesus when he opened his eyes in Bethlehem and 33 years later closes them on Calvary. Only Mary was with Jesus when he drew his first breath and finally his last. This knowledge of the role she'd play in the salvation of the world could have caused Mary to feel terribly inadequate. At times, she must have clung to the angel Gabriel's words from the night of the Annunciation. "Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God." Gabriel's words must have given her strength. God was with her. But the same is true for us today. God is with us, perhaps not in the flesh and bones of Jesus, but he is with us in one another. He's with us in Christ's words. He's with us in prayer, and he's with us in the Eucharist. Whatever 2021 holds in store for us, we can approach each day with confidence, remembering the gift we have because of Mary, Emmanuel, God with us.